Operation Rising Lion by the IDF striking Tehran. First day of the operation has officially come to a close. We are now waiting for the Iranian retaliation, but it seems like Israel is going to keep striking Iran for the next couple days. At least that's what the Israeli administration, army officials, and prime minister have stated, that this is going to be an ongoing operation to bring the nuclear capabilities of Iran, of the IRGC, to a halt, to crumble them completely. I am Tal, your favorite Zionist prince, and I want to give you guys this situational update right now. We're going to be reading through the IDSF official dossier on what's going on with this attack. What are the summary points of this attack? We'll be reading through this. If you don't know who IDSF is, I'll be working very closely with them. I've been working very closely with them for the last year. They're an incredible movement of higher ups in the IDF, both in intelligence, on the ground operational work, who compile data for the everyday user and make the IDF and the intelligence behind the IDF accessible to you and to influencers or content creators like me, who are able to then disseminate this information to you. They've taken me on incredible adventures this year with the IDF to understand and learn. So they've put together a really amazing report for us to read through. Let's get through it here at the top. This is Israel's attack on Iran the first 12 hours. Plus 25 leadership targeted and killed. Plus 5 Israeli rounds of attack. Plus 100 Iranian attacks on Israel. All of them intercepted, by the way, by an amazing coalition that made up of Turkey, Azerbaijan, Saudi Arabia, UK, America, I can't remember who else was on there, Jordan, if I didn't say that already. A bunch of countries coming together to defend Israel, to defend the Holy Land. For one interest or another, it's kind of impressive, especially when enemies come together like Turkey, who kind of hates our guts, and Jordan, who kind of hates our guts. All right, main events. At 3 a.m. local time, Israel launched a preemptive strike on Iran, targeting senior leaders, nuclear scientists, missile launchers, and nuclear facilities. Israeli Air Force and Mossad forces destroyed Iran's air defenses, a key nuclear site in Natanz, missile stockpiles, and over 20 senior military leaders. The USA, France, and Germany showed support for Israel's strikes on Iran. Thank you to USA, France, and Germany. Appreciate you. Specifically France and Germany for finally making the right fucking call once in your goddamn life. Iran announced it would cancel the negotiations on Sunday and vowed to retaliate against Israel. There was one tweet that happened last night that was like Mike Huckabee or something. I can't remember who it is. Whoever is doing the negotiations in America right now, I always forget his name. That was like, we're still going to try to sit at the negotiating table on Sunday. As the rockets were falling on Iran, I was like, bro, read the room. There's no more negotiations. Anyways, key assassinations here. We've got Hussein Salami, IRGC commander. Kholem Ali Rashid, commander of the Khatam al-Aniyaba Central Headquarters. Muhammad Bakheri, chief of the staff of the armed forces. Muhammad Mehdi, Tehranchi nuclear scientist. Faridun Abbasi Davani, nuclear scientist and former head of AEI or AEOI, air defense systems and aerial combat missiles, major nuclear facility targeted and hit in Natanz, and military site in attack. This is coming again from Israel War Database and the IDSF, also known as Habitchonistim in Hebrew. Now we're going to get into the fine details with this full report. All right, here is the full snapshot. This is coming from the security snapshot from the IDSF. We've got about 18 pages to go through. It's going to be intense. It's going to be a lot of information, but let's get right into it. Operation Rising Lion Security Snapshot, updated June 13th, 2025. In the early morning hours of June 13th, 2025, Israel launched an all-out preemptive strike to remove the mounting existential threat posed by Iran's nuclear program and ballistic missile program. This carefully planned strike is unprecedented in modern military history, combining the targeted killings of senior officials and scientists, including the top leadership of Iranian armed forces and IRGC, direct strikes of the main nuclear sites, and the targeting of Iran's air defense systems and radar alert systems, among other means. Among those eliminated are IRGC Commander Hussein Salami, Chief of Staff, the Iranian Armed Forces, Mohammad Hussein Bagheri, the entirety of the IRGC Air Force High Command, including the Air Force Commander, senior advisor to the leader, Ali Shamhankhi. Israeli officials told the press that Natanz nuclear site was badly damaged. The operation is still unfolding, with further developments coming in the coming days, hours, and weeks. Iran's nuclear program has been identified by the United States as a threat to American interests And both the current and previous administrations across political lines asserted that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. Israel vowed that Iran as a primary existential threat targeting the Jewish state, vowing to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. The Iranian regime's commitment to wage terrorism against Israel and the United States and the West, coupled with its high record nuclear activity, has made it the most alarming flashpoint in today's geopolitical sphere. This report will lay out the main flashpoints of this operation and will be continuously updated in accordance with development on the ground. This is amazing. Again, this is the IDSF Bitronistim. This is their logo right here. Links to them will be in the description below. They are incredible for creating this and for giving people like me like a dossier to be able to report to you guys on. So I really, really appreciate them for doing this. This is incredible. So background, Iran's nuclear program reaching a new and alarming record in the recent period, non-compliance with nuclear commitments, refusal to cooperate with the inspectors, a nuclear thresholds rate, dangerously close to weaponization. This was one of the main points. We'll read into this one. Israel says Iran has accumulated a sufficient amount of weaponization of material for 15 nuclear devices and has made unprecedented steps as it relates to weaponization, which makes it close to obtaining nuclear weapons, per Prime Minister Netanyahu. An IDF spokesperson revealed that Iranian nuclear scientists secretly conducted experiments to advance all components necessary to build a nuclear weapon. He added that this is conclusive proof that the Iranian regime is acting towards obtaining nuclear weapons in the coming period. They also had new underground nuclear facilities that were just initiated. Satellite imagery and intelligence assessments point to deep excavation sites near Natanz and Fordo, raising serious concerns about undisclosed centrifuge production and uranium enrichment far beyond civilian needs. Aggressive rhetoric, this is probably one of the most damning reasons to have attacked them. But for those of you dumb Americans or Westerners who are out there like, this isn't my war, I don't want to get involved. When they say that they want to murder you, take them seriously as they start creating nuclear weapons. I don't know, maybe a good idea. Like if Japan or North Korea tomorrow started creating nuclear weapons, which they already have, and said, we're going to bomb the United States when we get these, maybe take them seriously. That's not Israel's war. That's your fucking war. Wake up. Senior Iranian officials have recently issued a series of escalating threats. On November 29, 2024, Iran warned the IAEA resolution would trigger immediate technical measures in response. In April 2025, Ali Shamankhai threatened with the expulsion of the IAEA inspectors and ceasing cooperation in transferring of enriched material to safe and undisclosed locations. In February, President Pezeshkian declared, if you strike 100, we will build 1,000. You can hit the buildings, but not those who build it, he added. We will never accept the elimination of our nuclear research, Foreign Minister IRGC warned. If their position is zero enrichment, we will no longer have talks. We are not joking with anyone. Rejecting peaceful proposals, which has been the most important situation that's been going on. Donald Trump trying to reach some sort of agreement with them. And also, Iran has also ramped up its ballistic missile program, amounting to a real existential threat on to Israel. This comes in the wider context of its multi-front, multi-dimensional attack by Iranian regime on Israel from October 7th, 2023. Iran's new positions makes it more dangerous than ever before, with its nuclear program reaching unprecedented levels, while at the same time more vulnerable and exposed than ever before, with its frontal collapse in tatters. We've got more helpful information here on what exactly was accomplished and how they engaged. Israel has admitted acting in the following combined vectors to form a multi-pronged effort to target Iran's soft belly, neutralizing air defenses and radars across all of Western Iran, including dozens of radars and ground-to-air missile launchers, targeting killings of senior political figures and military officials. They pretty much murdered the entire top command of the IRGC yesterday. Unbelievable. Targeted killing of senior nuclear scientists, airstrikes of key nuclear sites, airstrikes of key ballistic missile sites, on-the-ground activity by Mossad operatives, which if you haven't watched my last video, you'll actually see the footage I included in the last video. According to Israeli media reports, the Mossad conducted the following activities in Iran: strategic missile strikes, air defense suppression, and this is the most impressive one ever. This is insane. And this is what was theorized, and it actually fucking happened. It's unbelievable. We beepered them again, and nobody's talking about this. A drone offensive on missile launchers. Mossad established an internal base of explosive-laden drones smuggled deep into Iran long before the attack. During the Israeli strike, the drones were launched within Iranian territory against surface-to-surface missile launchers at the Isfahabad base near Tehran, eliminating threats to both strategic and civilian targets in Israel. Crazy. Crazy what Israel is capable of. Unbelievable. Don't fuck with Israel. That's the key thing to take away here. Do not fuck with Israel. 5 airstrike waves carried out in Iran so far, and this is probably not over. Opening salvo, senior figures to the Iranian regime, senior nuclear scientists strike on Natanz nuclear facility, SAM batteries in Tehran, wave in western Iran targeting surface-to-air ballistic missiles, additional wave in western Iran against the same missile assets. The skies over Iran are completely open to the Israeli Air Force. This is called absolute air superiority and is unlikely to change in the coming weeks. Here's the actual situation when it comes to this. Israel's basically cleared themselves a roadmap now to be able to destroy the Islamic regime of Iran and all of their targeted materials towards Israel. I do believe that this is going to be used for negotiations again. I think that Israel can hold off on going all the way and bring them back to the negotiating table, which it looks like what Trump wants to do anyways, considering he said he's still interested in negotiating with them. I don't believe that the Islamic regime of Iran is capable of coming back to the negotiating table after this. They are not going to be able to save face. Then they have to save face. It's always been the strategy from the beginning. If they don't fight this, if they don't actively engage, it's over for them. It's over for them in the Arab world, in the Muslim world. They have to show the Muslim world, the Ummah, now that they are going to go up against the Zionist threat. And there's no way for them to do it without attacking themselves. Just to give you guys a heads up, I was literally across the border right here just days ago. Just fucking days ago. I was just here. Crazy. Like absolutely crazy. Insane. I have a video I feel like I could upload today about this. It's nuts. It's bonkers that I was here. Targeted sites. The IDF released a map showing the main attack targets. These are the military commanders in blue, the nuclear sites in yellow, the air defense systems in blue again, ground-to-ground missiles in orange, and we've got red, the nuclear scientists. And these are all the attacks that happened in Iran. You can see central and eastern Iran completely unscathed, untouched. This was just focusing on the western part of the country, the one that obviously poses the biggest threat to Israel. The IDF also published an illustration of the attacked air defense systems. There you go. Take a look at this. Beautiful stuff. Okay, let's read a little bit. I do think one of the most important points is here is the Natanz Air Base. So let's read about this. The Natanz nuclear site. Iranian state television reported the Natanz enrichment facility was hit several times, showing footage of heavy smoke billowing from the site. Islamic Republic of Iran News Network, the IRINN, broadcast footage on June 13, 2025, described as smoke from explosions in Natanz after Israeli strikes. Also, the Tabriz military air base, network news of the Islamic Republic Voice and Vision confirmed Israeli attacks on the target in Tabriz. We've also got pictures here of the buildings where IRGC commanders and leaders were hit. Some buildings had collapsed totally. Most were still intact, but were taken on very, very heavy damage. So that's what we're looking at. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just what a crazy operation. This is Shiraz Military Air Base, Kermanash missile facilities. Eliminated targets here. We've already gone through those. These are all the eliminated targets. Reporter, the ones we have in green. Commander of the Air Force eliminated. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Nuclear scientists confirmed. All these target air defenses that were destroyed. Aerial combat. It's crazy. Crazy what's been accomplished here. Okay, this is probably another important one for you to know. I know many of you guys are watching. And I guess this will also help you guys summarize if you're asking your own questions. I'm also asking these questions, yes, because I'm trying to go back home to Israel. I'm supposed to fly in a couple hours, but my flight's been canceled now. So I need to figure out how I'm getting back home to Israel. But on the ground situations, new Anchayot, new guidelines have been sent out to all Israeli citizens, to everybody living in the country, starting at 3 a.m. immediately. Changes to Home for Command's defensive guidelines took effect. According to the announcement, all regions of the country will shift from full activity status to essential activity only. A siren went off to alert Israelis on the new emergency situations, with pop-up emergency messages sent to all mobile phones. Some assessments by Israeli officials indicate the conflict with Iran is expected to last at least 2 weeks, which is, I think, even being a little bit short, but let's see. Gatherings in public spaces and work in non-essential locations will be prohibited in accordance with the updated list issued by the Ministry of Defense. Just to keep in mind, this isn't like COVID, where they actually enforce this stuff, at least not actively. People were at coffee shops today in the morning in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, like nothing was happening. Even while these guidelines before they were lifted, which believe they were lifted at a certain point, while the airport, I think Ben Gurion, still remains closed. That's the situation. It's not like COVID where it was like it's actually like full on enforced. Emergency civilian order for continuity of essential services due to the current security situation. Declaration of special state in the home front and following consultation with the Defense Minister Israel Katz, Labor Minister Yoav Ben Tzur has signed an emergency order. The order permits employees in essential services sectors to continue working within areas under special home front status in accordance with home front command safety guidelines. This includes sectors such as water, electricity, fuel, gas, emergency medical care, hospitals, geriatric institutes, dialysis centers, nursing homes, community health service, food supply, welfare institutions, transportation, port, local authorities, government ministries, and industry supporting the military. In case of workforce shortages, a relevant government industry may request that Emergency Economy Administration consider issue mandatory workforce recruitment orders. Here we go. Ben Gurion International Airport. For all of you guys who have been asking me, you're trying to fly into Israel, you're stuck on birthright right now. I know a lot of you guys have messaged me about this. Ben Gurion International Airport has been evacuated and expected to remain closed for at least 3 days. I'm seeing reports as high as 7 days. All flights to and from Israel have been canceled. For example, I had a flight from Italy with Wizz Air, canceled. If you're flying outside of El Al, you're probably not going to be able to rebook on the same flight, and many may give up on flying to Israel for the next few months, period. So just keep that in mind. Ministry of Health has introduced all hospitals to shift to an exceptional emergency mode, which includes relocating to protected underground facilities and canceling all non-urgent activities. Public is urged to follow home front commands. 300% increase in shoppers, massive queues at retail chains, people buying food and water and stocking up. Retail chains will operate in emergency mode even under fire. Synagogues to remain closed on Shabbat amid national emergency. And we are coming into Shabbat in literally 4 hours. It's going to be very, very intense in the next couple. I believe that we will see an attack on Shabbat for sure, some sort of retaliation. Even though, again, there was a retaliation today, all of them were intercepted. This is the Middle East skies showing the Iranian airspace empty and the Israeli airspace almost empty. Crazy. Everyone's like, we're not going to fuck with Iraq. Fuck Iraq. We're not even going to fly over. That's so funny. This is like, fuck, we're not coming to Iraq right now. All right, that's what we're looking at. Maybe we'll read this reactions page. I actually think this is pretty interesting. Let's finish up with the reactions here, this last page. Really, I want to say a huge thanks to IDSF for supplying the public and to me with this dossier. It's really, really, really important to have this information. All right, here's the reactions from Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove the threat. For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have blatantly opposed calls for Israel's destruction. They backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons. He says Iran has enough enriched uranium for 9 atom bombs. In recent months, Iran has taken steps that it has never taken before, steps to weaponize this enriched uranium. If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. This is a clear and present danger for Israel, very survival. He added, we cannot leave the threats to the next generation because if we fail to act now, there will be no next generation. Minister of Defense Katz, whoever acts to destroy Israel will be eliminated. Iran will pay increasingly high prices as long as it sticks to its aggression. These are the days of the fight. This is coming from Eyal Zamir, the IDF Chief of General Staff. These are the days of decisiveness. We are facing a new chapter in the campaign to ensure our future. The IDF embarked on a campaign to attack Iran's strategic threats towards Israel. We are an historic and fateful campaign to prevent an existential threat. He added, it is time we reach the point of no return. We can no longer wait. And here comes the propagandists themselves, the IRGC. Iranian leader Ali Khamenei threatened Israel with retaliation. The Zionist regime has committed a crime in our dear country today at dawn with its satanic blood-stained hands. The regime should anticipate a severe punishment. By God's grace, the powerful arm of the Islamic Republic's armed forces won't let them go unpunished. With this crime, the Zionist regime has prepared itself for a bitter, painful fate, which it will definitely see. Why does he speak like a villain from a fucking cereal box? Iran's foreign minister said the strikes were tantamount to a declaration of war in a letter to the UN. Oh yeah, there was also that, by the way. The IRGC fucking complained to the United Nations about the operation. Iran demanded an urgent UN Security Council meeting following the strikes. Like, Bro, what the hell? You talk so much shit. You talk mad shit all day, every day. And then when like you sit and you talk shit, and if somebody swings on your ass, you're like, teacher, please help me. It's like, what's this pussy ass shit? What are you on about? What are you talking about? You talk mad shit. All you do every day is you say you're gonna destroy, you're gonna conquer, you're gonna destroy, you're gonna eliminate, you're gonna do a Holocaust. Where's the talk, baby? Where's the talk? We slapped. We punched first. Let's go. I don't know. Iran, like the IRGC, not stacking up to what we thought we were going to see there. But I also think we hit them very, very hard. I do not think they were prepared for this. U.S. President Donald Trump said the Israeli attack on Iran was excellent. Good. Very happy to hear that from Trump. There's more to come. We gave them a chance and they didn't take it. They got hit hard, very hard. They got hit about as hard as you're going to get hit. Trump told Fox News that he was aware that Israel was going to conduct preemptive strikes on Iran before that happened. The president posted on Truth Social that he is urging Iran to take a deal, just do it, while threatening Iran not to target the U.S., saying that the United States makes the best and most lethal military equipment anywhere in the world by far, and that Israel has a lot of it, with much more to come, and they will know how to use it. He added, they are all dead now, and it will only get worse, and acknowledged that there are more brutal attacks planned ahead. Putin said a full-scale war in the Middle East is possible following Israel strikes on Iran. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said Russia is concerned about the developments and condemns this sharp escalation. All right, Russia. As if anyone cares about your perspective in this matter at this point. Keir Starmer said these reports of these strikes are concerning. We urge all parties to step back and reduce tensions urgently. Even though the UK helped, so I don't really totally understand that. Here's from the Arab world. This is interesting. Israel reportedly passed a message with strong language to Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon, warning them against intervening. Any intervention on your part, even the slightest, will entail a disproportionate Israeli retaliation. We will eliminate all the critical infrastructure in your countries within an hour, including ports, power stations, bases, and strategic routes. This is Israel. This is the Israel we need. This isn't evil Israel. This isn't mean Israel. This is Israel that says, enough of your shit, you fucking little pigeons. You little fucking crows. You little vultures. That's what it is. Iraq, Syria, Lebanon. You guys did enough ethnic cleansing. You did enough genociding. You did enough murdering each other in the millions. If you try to get in on the fight, we will fuck your shit up. And we will do it perfectly. And we will not apologize after. And no one's coming to help you. No one cares about you. It's over for you after that. So not only did they not intervene, I believe that there was some help. I mean, specifically Syria, I think they helped a little bit. I'm not sure if it was official, but I heard some rumors that they assisted. Lebanon says, sources says that the government will not allow Hezbollah to intervene against Israel on behalf of Iran. Al Arabiya reported that the Lebanese government informed the terror group it will not tolerate a response against Israel. The time when the organization bypassed the state and decided to go to war is over. They added, Hezbollah Security General Naim Qassem said Hezbollah will support any Iranian response against Israel, and a Hezbollah source told Reuters that Hezbollah will not initiate its own attack on Israel in retaliation for Israel strikes. So what do you think? Israel's going to fucking attack you? For what? What is Israel going to attack you for if you don't attack Israel? God. These people, it's so funny. They just can't take the L. They can never. The Arab world has such a hard time just be like, all right, we lost. We lost this one. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Jordan all officially condemned Israel's strike against Iran, but there is reason to believe that privately these countries approve of it. Not only did they approve of it, we know that Saudi Arabia assisted in protecting Israel. Saudi Arabia published a press release. While the kingdom condemns these heinous attacks, it affirms that the International Community and Security Council bear a great responsibility to immediately halt this aggression. The UAE's foreign minister said in a statement, the ministry reaffirmed the UAE's belief that promoting dialogue, adhering to international law, and respecting the sovereignty of the states are the best foundations for resolving current crisis, except for when Iran undermines our sovereignty every single day. But we'll just ignore that. I don't remember hearing you guys condemn that. I will say UAE has been pretty good. I'm pretty sure they have condemned it. Saudi, not so much. Reza Pahlavi, the Iranian crown prince, says Ali Khamenei, the foolish leader of the anti-Iranian regime of the Islamic Republic, has once again dragged our Iran into war, a war that belongs neither to Iran nor to the Iranian nation, but to the Islamic Republic and Khamenei. My message to the army, the police, and security forces is clear. This regime, its corrupt and incompetent leaders do not value your lives or our Iran. Distance yourselves from them and join the people. The Iranian nation's struggle against the destructive Islamic Republic is to reclaim and rebuild Iran. The solution is to topple the Islamic Republic through the streets protests and nationwide strikes. That is our situational update coming from the Bitchonistim Israel's Defense and Security Forum, the IDSF. Thank you so much to IDSF for providing this very in-depth report. May we see the fall of the Islamic regime of Iran in very, very near times. May we see the beginnings of the Cyrus Accords wrapped up in the Abraham Accords when we make peace with Iran. May the people of Iran get back control of their incredible nation, the Persian people, get back the control of their beautiful nation. May we make peace and become best friends in this region and work together to usher in a new age of peace in the Middle East. This is hopefully a little painful chapter that will eventually lead to a lot of success and health and happiness and greatness in the Middle East. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my final update for you guys on Iran today. Shabbat, I don't film videos, I don't work, so you'll only hear from me maybe tomorrow night, Israel time. If something is going on that's an emergency, I might put up an emergency update. I want to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. Be safe wherever you are in the world right now. Israelis are going to be targeted, whether it's you're an embassy, a consular, if you're a Jew, you are a target, and you have a target on your head. It doesn't mean you need to be afraid. Be aware. Be aware of the situation that's going on in the world. Do not act a fool right now. It's not the time for you to be a hero for no reason. It's not the time for you to be a proud Jew when a proud Jew is not needed in that situation. It doesn't mean you need to be afraid. Be aware and be smart. There are forces at play here that really want to murder Jewish people, and they really want to murder Israelis. Be careful, be aware, take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones. Be safe. I love you guys a long time, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, Klats.
If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.